This sauce gives me all the feels. It's super nostalgic. It gives me a nostalgic feeling. It just reminds me of home, my childhood, and it reminds me of my neighbor called Mama Ogo. She owned a farm. When we were young, we would typically help her, in her farm, and of course, that came with freebies like yam, cassava, gari, and things like that. Anyway, this is Nchanwu sauce, and I'm going to show you how to make it. It pairs really well with yam and so many other things. So let's go. So here's what you need. You would need Nchanwu leaves. So typically in Igbo, it's called Nchanwu. The Yorubas call it Efirin. In English, it's also called scent leaf or Thai basil if you live outside the country. So you typically find this in the market or at any small farm near you. Nchanwu, you'd find Nchanwu there. Now you would also need some scotch bonnet peppers and habanero. I like to do a mix of both, but you can stick with just scotch bonnet peppers, but I like to do a mix of both. You'd also need knorr seasoning cubes. A little goes a long way here, so you don't really need a lot. Then you need some salt, of course, to season everything and bring it all together. Then you need some onion. Now, depending on what you want to pair this with, for the sake of this video, I'm doing just onion, but if you're going to pair this with any kind of protein like chicken, red snapper, whatever, then you can do garlic. But for the sake of this video, we're just doing onion and that's it. But you can add garlic. This sauce is super versatile, so you can add garlic to yours, but we're just doing onion today, and you can use red onion really. Next thing, you're going to need oil, but you need a neutral oil, an oil that isn't not like coconut oil. You can use really good olive oil really, but you just need neutral oil that wouldn't overpower the flavor of the leaf. Now, the first thing to do is, of course, to wash your vegetables and drain it, and then, of course, cut it down to tiny sizes. Here I'm using a paring knife, but please don't use a paring knife. You can use don't use a carving knife. You can a paring knife. Just use whatever knife that you have. This was the only knife that was available when I tried to cut this thing down. So yeah. Anyway, so I like to cut this down in bite sizes. I like to do this step first. And please forgive me, this is not typically the way that I cut vegetables. I just was in a prep and go day this very day, and I just wanted to just prep and go. Anyway, take your time, cut the vegetables down. Personally, you can do long, thin strips. But again, like I said, depending on, what you're pairing this with, I like to cut it down. And the thing about this vegetable is the smaller you cut it, the more intensified the flavor, becomes, more intense that it becomes. So cut it down as thinly as possible, here. So anyway, this is the first step or the first cutting stage for me. I'm still going to break this down some more. Now, if you don't want to use a knife to cut, you can use your food processor. I really don't like to do that because it then makes the vegetables start to, excrete some liquid and get mushy. I don't like to do that. You can pulse it really if you can, but I just don't like to do it. I prefer to chop it by hand. Now the second stage of chopping it is this. I get a much bigger knife and then I break it down even further because I want it to have the same size, or to be the same size as the peppers and the onions and what have you. I really want it to break down because I'm pairing it with Boli and Fish. Yeah. So anyway, if you've watched my video to this point, it means that you like it and you're enjoying it and it means something to you. So please, while you're here, don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and share this video with your family and friends. Now, once you've done, cutting that down, set that aside, get a nice deep bowl. And then next thing we're going to do is to add vegetable oil or any oil of your choosing. Then I go in with some salt. I typically like to season my vegetables, whether I'm cooking or just making a fresh sauce. I like to season the vegetable oil first. Then I go in with some of that knorr seasoning cube. Like I said, a little goes a long way. You don't need a lot, just a little goes a long way. The next thing we're going to do is to use a spoon to sort of massage or sort of break down that seasoning cube, so that it just has the same feel and like the salt, and then just sort of mix it to season the oil. Now you can use hot oil, you can use warm oil, whichever one that you like, because I know that some people are hesitant to eat fresh peppers or fresh onion, so you can warm up your oil if that's your poison, but you really don't need to. You can use room temperature oil. The ingredients and the measurements will be listed in the caption below, so don't worry about the measurements or whatever. I've gone in with more oil. I'm going to add more of the I'm going to add the Thai basil, the scent leaf, the Efirin, the Nchanwu, whatever it is that it as, into the bowl. And the next thing I'm going to do is to add, I'm going to stir this together just to combine it and let the seasoning start to work into the leaf itself. Like I said, we're going to add more oil. As you can see, this oil is quite minimal. But again, if you don't like a lot of oil, this is fine for you, okay? But you need that oil really. Next thing, I'm going in with my chopped up habaneros and scotch bonnet peppers. I'm going to go in with half of my onion. We're doing half of each of the ingredients for the first step. So stir this to combine and then allow this to sit at room temperature for about 5 to 10 minutes, and this is good to go. You typically don't need to let it rest because I like to make a batch of this. I like to meal prep this sauce every other weekend, and I find that the longer it sits in the fridge, the more flavor it gives, the more intense it gets, the more flavorful and delicious it gets. So because I'm meal prepping this and this is going to sit in the fridge for a while, I will go ahead and add the rest of the ingredient. Next up, I'm adding some salt, because when I tasted it, I felt like it needed the seasoning to be adjusted. Just salt, the seasoning cube is okay. Then I'm going to add go ahead and add the rest of the scotch bonnet peppers and habaneros, as well as the onion. And of course, I'm going to add more oil to this. Like I said, if you are a fit farm person and you don't want a lot of oil in your sauce, you don't need to add more oil to this sauce. But of course, as you can see, this works. This is similar to a chimichurri sauce, except that it doesn't have vinegar, or it doesn't have vinegar, and it just uses just one herb. So this is almost like a local or like a Nigerian chimichurri sauce. Again, if you're still here and you're watching this video, it means that you like it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like it, comment, and share with your family and friends. I mean, by subscribing to my channel, you encourage me to do this some more, and you sort of leaving comments lets me know the type of contents that you like, so I know what to put out even more. Now, to serve this sauce, you can serve this with boiled yam, as in it pairs really well with roasted yam, fried yam, boiled yam, and all. Growing up in Aba, if you go to a street vendor and you buy roasted yam, they typically give you a sauce that has Nchanwu for it. I mean, Nchanwu leaf is highly medicinal. If you're someone who has a sensitive system, as in you go somewhere, you eat, and it affects your system, or it makes you have runny tummy or whatever, Nchanwu sauce is really medicinal. It sort of helps gauge that prevents you, or sort of, reduces the side effects of peppers and all. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm pairing this with Boli and Fish because I love it with Boli and Fish. It pairs really well with Boli and Fish. Boli and Fish is a Nigerian street food. If you don't live in Nigeria, it's a Nigerian street food. It's typically roasted semi-ripe plantain or very ripe plantain and yam with roasted mackerel fish. I will share the recipe with you. I'll share this Boli and Fish recipe with you on Thursday. Yeah, so anyways, once I'm done plating my Boli and Fish, I typically like to go in with the Nchanwu sauce, the Thai basil sauce, the Efirin sauce, the scent leaf sauce. I mean, this thing is super amazing. I sent my brother a batch of this, and he called me that night to say, girl, what is that green sauce? That it just reminds him of our childhood. And then I told him that it was Nchanwu sauce, and he was blown away. Anyway, so this is me enjoying it. It pairs really well with Boli and Fish, and it is so amazing. Now, if you like this video, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. And yay, hooray, this is our first video on YouTube for 2025, and I'm super excited to be sharing this first video with you. Anyway, happy New Year's. I forgot to say that earlier. Happy New Year's. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment. Happy New Year's. This year we will bask in health, we will bask in peace of mind, and we will all prosper together. Now, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for supporting my page. Thank you for all that you did in 2024. Let's do some more in 2025. I love you guys, and I will keep bringing amazing recipes to you guys. Just to give you a quick summary of what we'll be doing on this page this year, we will do a bit of lifestyle, which is food, clothing, skincare, beauty, hair, and my life as a Christian, really. Anyway, thank you for watching my video, and see you in the next one.